Welcome to Ford High School Weekly. I'm Deion. On this episode, we're going to talk to Dale City's Donovan Stevens about his commitment video and position change. As well as Owen Ostrowski will tell us about playing private school ball and how much he loves the game of football. Speaking of love, I still love my takeaways. So a little later in the episode, we'll talk about those as well. Let's take a look back at the 17th edition of the Mid-First Bank Backyard Bowl with Mike Ziegenhorn and Rod Thompson.
Well, 28-0 the final score from Allen Trimble Stadium on the campus of Jenks High School. It was your Ford game of the week. Mid-First Bank Backyard Bowl, edition number 17, Rod. And Jenks has now won 10 of the 17 games in the Backyard Bowl.
Well, man, impressive win for this Jenks team right now. Coming in, I mean, really controlled tempo on both sides of the football and able to get it done. I mean, they had total balance on offense and defensively done a tremendous job.
Check out the highlights in this one, and all Jenks. First quarter, Union, bad snap on the punt. Same issue they had last week against Broken Arrow. Rod said, watch out for the special teams, and then it's off to the races, Kittleman to Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick got it going early for him, our player of the game. Kittleman able to find him, and they just kind of kept rolling and kept getting it done. Now you look right here defensively, Green trying to get loose, going to fumble it right here. Good job of stripping the ball out. Jenks forcing turnovers every time Union would try to get some momentum to get ready to score. The Trojans always came up with some kind of play to be able to get it done. And we talked about this, the play of the game. Kittleman again finding his target, Waylon Adams, for the touchdown. And coming right back at you, same play here. Kittleman to Adams. Big time play, our player of the game. And Jenks just really had it rolling, Zig, be able to get it done. Then we talked about the player of the game, Patrick. He said, I'll throw for a touchdown too. Able to get it done, find his target right there, number 21, Todd Walls. When you talk about Patrick, interception, caught a touchdown pass, threw a touchdown pass also. And here's the interception right here. Union trying to get something going. Patrick able to tiptoe the sideline and come up with that interception. So every time Union got close, wasn't able to get it done. And then that man who had an outstanding game also on both sides of the football, Grant Lohr, we talked about him. He was big on both sides of the ball. And then when you look at it, 28-0, look at the rushing yards, 137, only 91 for Union. Passing yards, 115 to 78. Third down conversion, 6 of 12 for Jenks, 4 of 10 for the Union Redskins. And again, the turnover bug, kind of plaguing the Redskins, had 2 of them. Thus you had this score 28-0. Jenks gets a shutout in the Backyard Bowl.
Union hurt a lot by penalties. Just couldn't get things going offensively at all tonight against Jenks, and a lot of times Jenks was opening up drives in the Union territory, which made it difficult on the Redskin defense.
I'll have more to say about Jaden Patrick a little later. Friday night, Steve Marshall and I got to cover Putnam City West and Putnam City as they got together in Oklahoma City. Let's check out that game.
There is a very happy coach, Carter Whitson, as his Putnam City Pirates victorious tonight by a final score of 28-6. Steve Marshall, Deion Amade back with you here, and great time calling another high school football game, Deion, and a good performance by the Pirates, who got off to the quick start. Patriots would not give up. They fought all the way till the bitter end, but in the end, just too much of the running attack, and the Pirates get the victory this evening.
Yeah, we said the difference in this game from both of these offenses was going to be the tempo and the pace of the game. Putnam City came out with that up-tempo rushing attack. They had so much fun. It looked like they were doing everything they could to get the pace going and get up the field. On the other side, Putnam City West, just too much of just penalties and mistakes and not getting off the field and then staying on the field on offense. It was just too much of that rushing attack from Putnam City. Good job to those guys. A lot to work on, but still, great game by both teams. But Putnam City was just too much for them.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights of this contest. And we start off early in the game, and we get to see Mr. Wisby go to work.
Yeah, certainly was. A punt that was dropped got them in great field position, and they capitalized on it. And Wisby certainly did the thing and got into the end zone. And then here, that play of the game, you see Hawkins dropping a dime to number 9. Jermaine Adams pulls it in. Spectacular catch, just going back, reaching for it, and pulling it in. And then you saw Putnam City West got on the board. Butler having a great night all night. He 21 touches, 173 yards, but it wasn't enough to get the victory. But you saw his touchdown right there. And then here, you see Wisby getting with authority, letting everybody know he's the man on this turf. And right here, another touchdown by Wisby. Look at the block on the outside once again by Brewster, sealing it and kicking it out. Getting into the end zone is Wisby for his 3rd touchdown on the night.
All right, we'll talk about this game and other games to come. Of course, coming up next week, it'll be UConn versus Norman North on the west side of the state. Over on the east side, Metro Christian versus Holland Hall. And then you see the rest of the schedule throughout the month of September into October. Some great matchups there. And, of course, the best in high school coverage right here on YurView on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Coming up next, we'll check out Donovan Stevens' commitment video. Tonight, on the Ford Game of the Week, it's UConn at Norman North. Join Steve Marshall and me at 7 p.m. on YurView Channel 3. Tulsa viewers can see the game at YurView Channel 93. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. We're talking to Dale City's linebacker, Donovan Stevens.
So going back to football, man, I mean, when did you first know that, hey, you're the man around here? Like, you could probably do something really serious and really good and take your game to the next level?
Ninth grade. Not going to ninth grade year, it's just like my dad raised me. I always had the work ethic mindset. So I would work extra, do extra. I'm like, okay, I'm sticking with these guys who are above me. I said, I'll see how far I can push it. And that's why I was like, all right, I got something here. And from that point on, I've just been grinding ever since.
As far as in-game moment, what was a moment during the season, or you could say your junior or sophomore year, that you kind of stood out in your mind to say, hey, I can play with these guys and I can make it to the next level if I really put in the hard work?
I'd say sophomore year, Stillwater. I got a pick. I dropped back. He didn't see me. I got a pick. I ran down the sideline, I got hit out of bounds, but I was like, all right, I'm starting something here. Because I was just making plays against at the time, number 1 team in the state.
That's what I like to hear. So who was that, Gunnar Gundy that you picked off?
Yeah, Gunnar, yeah.
Sounds like y'all are going to be teammates here pretty soon.
Yeah,
you going to bring that up to him?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, so with me, man, I'm a big guy about numbers and why, because for a lot of people don't know this, but psychologically, it just means something different for football players. I mean, you can see my jerseys behind me right now. They always mean something for you. So why do you wear the number 6?
All honesty, if I'm very honest, I wanted to wear number 2 because, I've never seen somebody I just never seen nobody in number 2 yet, but I couldn't fit the jersey. And then number 6 kind of came, and I was like, I look goodness. Honestly, it was never really symbolic to me. It's just now that I have it, now it means something special to my heart, So it's just like, I love 6 pick 6 and go with everything. It'd be like Donovan Stevens with the pick 6 for a touchdown. It's just kind of all go together. Sound good.
I feel you. So Donnie, with the leadership and everybody being able this summer to bring the kids to the field and work together, do you see the difference, from your early practices and workouts thus far?
Oh, yeah, I definitely see, it's always that point where football's back and it's like, now we realize that football's back and it's a Wednesday and it's 110 degrees outside and people start to, feel bad for themselves, but our team didn't. We executed well. We still swarmed to the ball, communications well, we know what we got to do. And it's just paying off that we didn't take the time off.
So speaking of, taking time off and being back on the field, my sources are telling me that you got a little bit of a position change this year. So are you more of a safety or a linebacker?
I'm more of a outside linebacker, can go cover a slot. I can go cover a slot one-on-one, let my D-line get there, give me opportunity to go get in the ball. But I've always been real comfortable, I'm very versatile. I've always been really comfortable with going out on an island and covering, a receiver and stuff like that. But it's just my size and my God-given size just making me a linebacker.
So at the next level, will you be playing at the linebacker position in your opinion?
Yes, I feel like I'll play outside linebacker or maybe a low hole safety.
So I'm guessing with the change in the scheme defensively, you guys are going to that 4-2-5, and that's allowing you to move to safety for this season. Am I correct?
Yes, that's something. Yeah, that's pretty much the main point of it. Yeah.
So I mean, how much do you think that's going to help you? I mean, with OSU running that base defense, that 4-2-5, and now you're getting an early look at it. How much is that going to help you in your preparation for the next level?
Oh, it's going to help me get better. I already got a feel for the defense. Maybe our viewpoints from Dale City to Stillwater is probably completely different, but at least I got a point and a knowledge of the defense.
Yeah. I mean, when I heard you were playing linebacker and then I saw that highlight video, the commitment video of you announcing that you're going to Oklahoma State, I saw you with your feet and your hips, and I was like, man, that dude moves like a safety, but he plays linebacker. What's up with that? So it looks like you're doing some good work down there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is, just working every day, because a lot of times I play a lot of DB. We had practice. We'll do like a one-on-one session. I'm the first one out at corner. That's what I've always been like to do. That's always been a position I wanted to play, but it's just my body has grown to 210 pounds, so it's just pick and choose of it,
I feel you. Speaking of your commitment video, man, that was some good stuff right there. I like you putting in the words and the lyrics and everything that goes with it. I like the end where you were throwing the cleats over the goalpost. What went into that?
Oh, that was just me talking with one of my coaches, my outside of football coaches. He was like, I always want to do a commitment video since 9th grade. And then we kind of talked about it. And then next you know, he told me to come up to the school, and we shot that in one day. We shot that all in one day. And then I came back and did the voice art later. It's just, it was something different, not just a regular how people do it, just something different,
When we come back, Owen Ostrowski will tell us about his love for the game of football. At 7 p.m., the Ford game of the week will be a 2A, 3A battle, as Metro Christian will play Holland Hall. Mike Ziegenhorn and Rod Thompson will be on the call on Channel 3 on YurView. Oklahoma City viewers can see it on Channel 93. Welcome back to the Ford High School Weekly. We're talking to Holland Hall's defensive end, Owen Ostrowski.
We're talking to Jerry Ostrowski and Owen Ostrowski, his son. Very hot commodity coming out of Holland Hall for those guys. And Owen, now that the pregame's over, we're getting to tackle the hard questions. My first question to you is just a simple: why do you play the game of football? I know your dad was an NFL star back in the day, but I mean, there's some pressure that goes along with it. But why do you play the game of football?
It's the greatest game ever played. It's just like the teamwork. No other sport needs. There's 11 people on every phase of the ball. So offense, defense, special teams. So and in order for a team to be successful, you need all 11 people on the field to be doing the right thing. And then it's just the relationships you build along the way with other players, teammates, coaches. It's the best.
On the other side for you, Big O, I mean, why did you initially start playing the game?
Because I was too big to play anything else. I didn't play till 7th grade because we had weight limit football where I grew up, and I was like 9 years old, and I was going to have to play with all the 13 and 14-year-old kids. And my parents wouldn't let me play, so I played other sports like basketball and soccer and baseball. And then when I got to 7th grade and school offered football, I played football and then also switched over to wrestling along with baseball. And I'm kind of like Owen. It's the one game that you play where you can actually work your way into a position. There is a position for every person. If you're willing to work and you're willing to listen and sacrifice and not be selfish, you can play football and work yourself into getting on that field. And that was always something to me that I really enjoyed. And then again, also just the teamwork and that feeling you get when you achieve something in a group. There's nothing quite like it.
Yeah, I feel you guys on that. It's one of the games where you would think, I mean, you need everybody on that field to be successful. I mean, basketball, we all know if you got one superstar, he can kind of take over control of the game. And sometimes in football, you think there's that one player that can control the whole game, but even the quarterback needs that receiver to catch the ball, that running back needs that offensive line to create some holes. On defense, you need somebody like the defensive tackle to eat up those two blockers so you can make a tackle as far as your linebacker or safety. So it takes all 11. So I feel y'all on that. Well, with that being said, Owen, you're one of the top prospects in the state, and you've got a lot of college looking at you and coming after you. But I mean, as far as role models and people that you've looked up to before you got on the field or when you're watching tape, who are some of the guys that you model your game off of? It could be college, could be the NFL. Who are some of the players that you look up to?
First of all, my dad and my older brother. They ever since I was little, they've always been two people I've looked up to and always wanted to be like. Growing up, just the way they play and everything, it's awesome to have two people in my family like that are playing high level football. So I've always wanted to be like. And other than family members, the fullback from LSU, Torrey Carter. He's awesome. Just the way I've always been pretty attracted towards his attitude and energy into everything he does on and off the field. I try that being like him is what I've always wanted to be.
Now you've decided, and your older brother went to Holland Hall, and you went to Holland Hall. Now there's some guys think that the private school route is sometimes a little bit of a disadvantage during the recruiting process, but do you feel that way? And Jerry, you can chime in on this as well. Why did y'all decide to go to Holland Hall and go the private school route?
You want that one up first, Owen, or you want me to take it?
You can take it first.
Well, I'll take it, and you can build on this. The most important thing you have in your life is your mind. We've been blessed that my kids have had the opportunities that they've had to go to Holland Hall. I consider it the best educational school in the state of Oklahoma as far as primary school, middle school, and high school. And, football takes you so far. I mean, it's not something that's going to last forever. Very, very few people make it. We've talked about this all the time, but the thing that you cannot have taken away from you is your mind and how you think and how you're able to write and do math and those types of things. Holland Hall's an amazing situation, and I will do it again. I would definitely give up some of the advantages you get from playing 6A football to be able to send my kids to an educational place like Holland Hall. It's just I just don't think there's anything like it in the state.
Owen, how pose that question to you? Do you think it's an advantage or a disadvantage going to private school as far as football and with your education?
It's that I take it as an advantage, just because academic wise, like my dad said, it's the best place you can be in the state of Oklahoma to learn, and that takes you a lot of places because you can have all the ability in the world, but if you don't have the grades or anything, schools aren't going to want you. That's like the first thing they try to find out if a school wants to recruit you is how smart you are and how your grades are and everything. And then also just the people that I'm around every day, the coaches and all the support I get and help from everybody there. I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Hey guys, they don't slap the number one on anybody's chest. You got to be a playmaker to get it, especially defensive linemen. Owen Ostrowski, I can see why they gave you that number one. I'm pretty sure, guys, he'll have an impact wherever he goes and plays at the next level. Speaking of takeaways and defense, my takeaways are up next. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. Tonight, the Ford game of the week, it's UConn at Norman North on Channel 3 in the Oklahoma City area, and Metro Christian versus Holland Hall on Channel 3 in the Tulsa area. Both markets, you can see the other game on Channel 93. Did I mention I love takeaways? Well, let's see my takeaways from last week's performances. Number one, Good things happen in threes.
Running play, starts towards the middle, then bounces it outside and into the end zone for the touchdown. Seth Wisby.
You can't draw it up any easier than that.
Putnam City's running back Seth Wisby rocks the jersey number 3 and had 3 touchdowns to go with it.
Running play, left side, end zone, touchdown, Pirates. It's Wisby with his second of the night.
And he showed off his power, athleticism, and physical running style in these touchdowns. Watches the way he finishes. Man, pretty impressive.
Hawkins takes the snap, gives to Wisby, trying to get to the outside, slips the tackle, and gets into the end zone for the Pirate touchdown.
And he had some punishing finishes when he did the thing. He did the thing. And my second takeaway, again, good things happen in threes.
Kittleman throws, has a receiver behind the defense. Touchdown, Jinx.
And there's that man we talked about.
Jinx Trojans Jaden Patrick had a trifecta of his own Friday night. He hauled in a nice touchdown pass from Stephen Kittleman in the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, he took a pitch from Stephen Kittleman and threw his own touchdown pass to Ty Walls.
Jaden Patrick can throw wide open receiver end zone. Touchdown, Jinx, 21 or 20-0 as Ty Walls puts it in.
And how about Jaden Patrick? I just don't catch passes, coach. I throw him also.
And just before halftime, he stepped in front of a Rovon Banks pass and had an interception that stopped Union's best scoring threat of the night.
How about that?
Jaden Patrick.
There goes that man,
Tipping it away.
Mr. Patrick.
I'm telling you guys, good things happen in threes.
They're going to throw it downfield. Arnold looking wide, receiver wide open.
Be sure to check out YurView.com/OK for replays and highlights. And remember, guys, only the best in Oklahoma make it to Ford High School Weekly. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm your host, Deion Amade.